So it's been suggested by two different collectors that the Miracle Mate MK1 was more powerful than the Miracle Mate Platinum. Now, this never made a lot of sense to me because it's like the Platinum is the later version of it, so it's like, why would they make it less powerful? So, it's like I said, if I ever got the opportunity to get an MK1 for a decent price, I would look into it. Well, I got my MK1, opened it up, and it uses the same motor. It's still the 115923. It's just this one's a fair amount older, so it doesn't have like the typical Amtech label on it. I know one of these collectors, hey Jake, did say that, the reason he thinks the MK1's more powerful is because it has a louder exhaust noise to it. And he thinks that might be because it doesn't have these two little side vents. I don't think a whole lot of air comes out of these side vents, but I mean, that could be something. And just to kind of equalize things, I did remove the pre-motor filters, because this one's a HEPA one, and I figured that's going to be a little bit more restrictive. So just to kind of make sure they're on equal footing, I'm running them both without it for right now. And obviously I just have the TriStar HEPA bags in here. Now, I do think that the MK1 has a slight advantage in this regard, because the bag doesn't seem to, well, I mean, if you push down on one point, it touches the bottom. But I feel like more of this bag is free and not like sucked against the bottom of it, as to where in the bottom of the MK1, I mean, it's clearly against the floor of here, so I mean, you're not going to be able to draw air from the bottom, because it's kind of in at an angle. Probably wasn't a very smart decision of them, but what do you do? And the cord winders in these are set up a little bit different. It's funny, because, I mean, they are about the same, like the same body size. I figured, the MK1 might be a little bit smaller. But the cord winder in here is actually set up horizontally. So it's like under a metal plate, and then the motor sits above the plate. As to where in the Platinum, the cord winder sits upright, vertically. So, a little bit different, but, it really makes you wonder. There's a huge amount of dead space in here. I feel like they could have shrunk this down a little bit. Because, I mean, I like the Miracle Mates. They're a nice, solid machine, but they are so heavy, and they're bulky. And it's like, I feel like it doesn't need to be quite as bulky as it is. But I think I've rambled on long enough, so we're just going to do a partial test with this. I don't feel like doing everything with the MK1, because, I mean, it uses the same motor. We're just confirming that the measurements are the same or about the same, just to clear up some misconceptions. But we'll see. Alright, we'll start off with the electrical measurements from the Miracle Mate MK1. Maybe a little. Alright, all filters removed, so let's give this another shot. clearly they are pretty similar in power. That is strange, though. Like I said, I could have sworn I washed this one out. Now, I know with the platinum here, I actually forgot to wash the filters at first, so I did do the main one. I did not do the little side ones. So maybe I'll take care of that. Although they're actually both going to be going into storage here, because I mean, I have a Patriot out, and I'm more likely to reach for that than one of these. But, I mean, it's at least nice to have that answer for those who have been curious about it. So, I mean, I know one guy was talking about his his MK1 getting over 100 inches of lift. Well, I mean, if that's actually the case, either, you know, it's environmental factors or yours has a stronger motor that was put into it at some point. It clearly was not the stock, you know, 115923. But, you know, they are pretty close to being on equal footing. But this one seems to have a slight advantage, most likely due to it having a larger exhaust path. Because it has the same two little cutouts, the same, like, main exhaust path, and then, you know, the two little side ones. You know, the only advantages the MK1 has is probably a little bit more surface area for the bag, and then its blower would have a little bit more power, not having quite as many places for the airflow to leak away. But, you know, that's not really its primary function. So, yep, now we have some answers.